Hello, good day, and it's another wonderful time to be alive. And on that wonderful time to be a Chelsea fan as it stands. Yeah, we have had an amazing 365 days being as Chelsea fans, but we crowned it all up with success. But before we dive into that, I'm not here alone. I'm here with another Chelsea faithful, CJ. What's up?
Hi Chiamaka. Hi Chimamaka. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, up blues. Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
It's so great to be here. It's so great to be here.
it's also good to have you here also. It's very good to have you here also. Well, we are going to dive straight into it. We've had an amazing 365 days as Chelsea fans. It's been beautiful being Chelsea fans,
It's been
and
lovely, like lovely.
I understand the feeling. I know what it is like to be a Chelsea fan. This period, this moment, niching every part of club football trophies, and it's beautiful actually.
Awesome.
It's beautiful actually. But before we get into that, we know why we are here. We have so much to talk about. We have so many things to analyze, to dissect. But first, I want to ask you. We are diving straight into it. We just had
All right.
the winter transfer windows, and it was a very quiet time at Stamford Bridge. What went wrong? What did we do right in the winter transfer, TJ?
Yeah, so in my own opinion, basically, yeah, we needed to sign certain players and like based on the injuries we're having, yeah, we needed certain players. But then I could understand where the club was coming from. So we've been having this issue of offloading players in certain positions. Yeah, our play starting from the season has been built on our wing backs. That's the right wing back and the left wing back, James and Chilwell. They've been the one pushing our attack and all. And when they had issues, when they had their injuries, so it showed deeply. And everyone had this mindset that we needed to find a replacement, most especially in the left wing back position. So we were in the market for certain players. We were thinking, yeah, is Chelsea going to sign Digne? Is Chelsea going to land Triple? Is Chelsea just going to land someone for that position? And that's what we're really hoping on. And I wouldn't lie, I was also hoping on it. Like like my mind was like, no, we need to sign this Digne. We need to sign Digne. We need to sign Digne from Everton. Like we need this guy. All for me to just see the news that Aston Villa signed. I was like, God damn it, what's this? Why? But then I understood where the club was coming from. We've had certain players in that position. We've not been able to offload a lot of them. We have Emerson, we have Alonso, we have Chiwe, who plays there. I think where even Zappacosta was more like okay with an obligation to buy and all that. I don't really know if they finalized it at the end of the day. We've had a lot of players in certain positions, and we have Kennedy also unknown who can play that position also. So we have a lot of guys. And why go into the market to buy someone new when you have these
Well,
people that you are finding it hard to offload?
well, the situation we found ourselves actually happened to be a very tight situation, wherein you have your best left back totally out for the entire season. It only tells you, and it I should also remind you that we are playing in five competitions. Would we have been? Are we going to be able
Yeah.
to contain that pressure from knowing that our best source of attack has been on the flanks? I don't know what you have to
So
say.
now, yeah, so now we are looking at this more from the fans' perspective, but let's look at it more from the board's perspective. Let's look at it from the club's perspective. So now, this is business. In as much as yes, football is a game of love and passion and everything, but business too is in it. So why keep on going through a process that is not favorable for you? We actually did try to bring Emerson back. We even
Yeah,
were able, like, we Oha gave Leon 4 million. That
yeah.
please let's terminate this stuff. Let's him come back. That's to show you that we know what we have, but going into the market and spending about 20-30 million is not wise. And I understood Marina for not executing any deal because it wasn't really wise. So, in my own opinion, yeah, I know we needed to sign someone. It's urgent and all, but the boys have been trying, irrespective. They are catching up, and I believe over
Well,
time.
at the
Yeah,
at
no,
I'm, I'm sorry to cut you, but at the beginning of the season, we are firing on all cylinders. We had all these guys
yeah,
intact. Now you now had, if you remember, at the end of mid November, going all through December, that was when we had our major injuries. There was a time that we didn't have a
yeah,
first a first starting 11 midfielder on the pitch, if you can remember.
yeah. We had to go call our junior teams and all.
I,
Yeah, I
I don't know if you
understand.
understand. So I expected that with I saw the winter transfer as an avenue to beef up if really we are going to go for the EPL trophy, if we are going to fight for all these things. But yes, luckily
Oh,
for Chelsea, they are still in all the competitions. But I felt the winter window would have done better, at least bringing in one person. We also suffered Rhys James, remember? We suffered N'Golo Kante at some point. We suffered, in fact,
yeah,
we suffered Jorginho for a
yeah.
very long period of time
We
that
suffered,
he
we
was
suffered
playing
Kovacic. We suffered a lot of
Kovacic.
players.
So all these things, I felt that okay, even if you're not doing anything up front, I felt okay in the middle of the pack, we should at least bring in somebody, or bring somebody from, we have about 16 players out on loan. As you said earlier, we are trying to bring in Emerson for 4 million from Lyon. That was a 2-year loan deal for an option to eventually buy. But as it stands, we didn't
Yeah,
actually bring in nobody. I would not say presently we are playing as we are supposed to be playing, but at least
yeah.
we are containing the crop of players we have now. So to you, if I ask you this direct question, to you, was the winter transfer market for Chelsea Football Club a good one or a bad one?
To me, I'll say it's a good one.
Wow, a good one. Oh, there's actually so
No,
much to talk
for real.
about, but
Yeah, this is the thing. Okay, all right then, all right then. Well, let me just quickly chip in something. If like if really the coach and the team saw like we were really, 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 really lacking the way we feel we are lacking, honestly speaking, they would have brought in someone. Even for the wing back, that let me say the left wing back position, it's something, yeah. Although he has been playing there, even though if he hasn't been giving all and everything, but Saul is someone that can play that position. He's played it in Atletico. He's flourished in that position whilst he was in Atletico. So it's something that can be done. I even feel Malangsar that is being deployed often at times, like now they deploy him as a left back. They can also push Malangsar into the left wing back position, and I'm so certain he's going to flourish in that position. So honestly, I feel the whole signing and everything. No. And again, in the middle, my baby is there now. We have RLC there. What do you need when you have RLC? Love to Cheek is there.
he's injury
No.
prone. He's injury prone. He's
I
injury prone. Okay, since December, have you seen him play? Since
no, he
or early
hasn't.
January, have you seen him play? He's injury prone. He's injury prone. I mean, I don't know if you understand. So if you have this player,
Yeah, I
okay, yeah,
understand
you
though.
would you would also tell me that we have Ross Barkley, who is not consistent. You
No,
talked
no,
about
no. I can't call that man.
Sal. Uh-huh. You talked about Saul Niguez. That guy
Yeah.
got his playing boots intact after I think his third or fourth attempt in all competitions put together. I don't know if you get that. So
Yeah.
if you watch
But he's
if you watch
picked up.
Saul at the yeah, he's picked up, no doubt. He's picked up. If you watch Saul at the beginning of the season, you wouldn't want to have him start a game for you, and we all know that.
Yeah, definitely. I for one
I don't
insulted him. Like, what was this? Who is
exactly.
this one again?
Every Chelsea fan felt the heat. Every Chelsea felt, in fact, we were doubting our sanity regarding Saul, if it was a right decision, or because at the first game we saw his first match. He spent just 45 minutes and he was subbed off. He
Yeah.
played
He
utter
was
rubbish.
he played
I don't know.
complete rubbish.
Yeah,
To be
complete rubbish.
honest.
So
Yeah, to be
if
honest.
you have, if you
Yeah,
think of all these things, yeah, eventually, no, but I'll still give credit to him. He came up at some point and he started getting his groove back. And as it stands, I'm comfortable to have Saul play or start a game because of he has gotten himself back. Probably the psyche of coming into England got a good hook on him, and the likes. But well, we would say we have an improvement in our midfield. Actually, our best part of the team this season has been in our midfield. Let's be frank with each other. Yes,
Yes.
the defense has been
Yes.
amazing, no doubt. But in the midfield, we've had the best our best players actually this season. Well, I wouldn't want to keep talking so much on our winter transfer. It's come and it's gone. I feel bad personally for not even doing any transfer. But yes, we are going to be um also bringing up one of us, another Chelsea fan, Rashid. Welcome, welcome. You're welcome. How you doing? We can't seem to hear you. We can't seem to hear you. Well, that's how it is on our streams. You sometimes have to deal with so many things like wonderful network in the country that where we are. But notwithstanding, we are moving forward. Yeah, we are going straight into our striking positions. What's going on? Everybody in our strike force have not hit the ground running. What is happening? What is happening? Lukaku, who we bought for 98 million, has just, well, he gave us 2 goals in the CWC,
He
which
has
was
10
good.
goals now in
But
all competitions, though. He has 10 goals now in
I
all
would,
competitions.
I, I would expect more from Lukaku, but not just Lukaku. Actually, we have Timo Werner, we have Kai Havertz, who is more like who plays like a false nine. We have Christian Pulisic, who is also there. And if I'm going to include, he's not a striker actually, but if I'm going to include him in our attack line, that is Hakim Ziyech. I will tell you that of every one of them, the most impressive of every one of them has been Ziyech, in my opinion. I don't know what you have to say, TJ.
Yeah, honestly, so the thing is, normally I wasn't feeling ZH. Like I see him as this come on and off kind of player. He's so I bashed him. I literally bashed
We
ZH.
we all
But
bashed him.
so far so good. He's been impressive, and I've been feeling him. Even I've been calling him the wizard without a wand because of he really he really wasn't giving me the vibe I was expecting from the ZH I knew at Ajax. No, it's the real truth. This isn't the ZH of like this isn't the wizard of M6. Nah.
No, no, no,
No,
no,
no,
no,
no.
no. We
But
know
yeah,
that.
he's been firing up. He's been
He's been
shooting,
fi-
and
So
I'm
what
feeling
what
him.
say you about other strikers? We have Timo Werner. How many goals does that guy have this season? He has less than 5 goals this season already, and this is more than
Yeah,
half of the season. I hope
yeah,
you know that.
literally, we just yeah. But then we all know what Timo brings to the team. Like, let's be honest, we all know what Timo brings to the team. Yeah, Timo might not be scoring, he might not be finding the back of the net, but then he poses this threat for a lot of opposition defense. We saw this vividly against Madrid
You're taking us back to last
last year.
season. You're taking us back to last season. I'm talking of this present season. Yeah, last season he was
Yeah, yeah.
totally influential. You won't rule out his impact in the team, his pace, his assists, he has this more of teamwork embedded in him. I don't know if you understand. But this season, what happened?
Yeah.
Is it because of COVID? That actually can be a very good excuse. But injuries, I don't know. What say you?
I just feel like we haven't found our footing in that forward. Like,
Okay.
okay, we brought in. I don't want to. I'm not going to blame the coach. Play basically. So we brought in a striker. Like we brought in the top nine. We brought in the great Lukaku that outclassed in Syria last season. And we thought that yes, this is going to be it for us. Like this season, we are lifting the EPL trophy. That was the thing in all our minds when Lukaku came. Like Lukaku is back and we're going to get the ground breaking. And then him coming into the team, I wouldn't like the first few games Lukaku played. I was seeing some kind of, in my own opinion, I was seeing some kind of selfish acts amongst the players, not wanting to play with him. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm being serious. In my own opinion, you've seen Lukaku at Inter now. You see how Lutaro plays with him. You've seen Lukaku at Belgium. You see how the team plays with him. And then you look at Lukaku at. That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't
You
say
know, it's like
it's
it's
the
different styles of football. You get
yeah, it's Tuchel's
what?
tactics now. Yeah, I
Yeah,
understand.
it's not just based on it's the team he's playing with. In Inter, they play a different style. In Belgium, they play a different style. Belgium and Inter's style are similar, which is way different from the way Chelsea play. So I felt like those few games that he wasn't getting chances, it was because he didn't fit directly into the system. Even in that interview, you saw him complaining that he didn't
It still
understand
doesn't
or he
fit
didn't
into the
fit
system because of
till
the
now.
position is big. Yeah, it doesn't fit now because of what he's playing. No, seriously, we are making use of Lukaku as a target man. Yes, just pinpoint nine. He doesn't move. He doesn't do anything. He just stands there and waits, hold up play for the other forwards to go. He's just standing there like log of wood. I'm sorry to say.
Well,
So it's not.
I'll try to
It
cut you
doesn't
now,
favor
TJ.
him.
I'll try to cut you now, TJ. Well, I would like to
All
welcome
right.
Joe again to the podcast. He just joined us briefly after his long flight from, well, I don't know, probably he also traveled to Dubai for the Club World Cup,
Yeah, he
but
went
he
to
has joined
Dubai
us
for the Club World
again
Cup. Yeah,
after landing in Nigeria. So Joe, you're very, very, very much welcome. How you doing?
Thank you very much. I'm very good, John Mamaka. TJ, how you doing? I'm Rashad. I'm
I'm
Rashid. How
good.
you
I'm
doing?
good. I'm good.
Yeah,
Nice to
it's
meet
good
you
to have
all.
us. So we've been talking about our strikers. And Rashid was smiling at some point, and I felt, why would this young man be smiling?
You're
As a
smiling.
Chelsea fan, you're smiling because we are talking about Lukaku. Has he brought beauty to your face as a Chelsea fan, or what exactly have our strikers done that is actually pleasing to the eye for you, Rashid? We can't get to hear you. I think you're
Is
muted. I think you're muted. I think you're muted on your end. I can't get to hear you. Amajo, why don't you pick up from there? You got the
Okay.
question, right?
Yeah, I got the question.
Okay.
So from my end, or from my perspective, our strike force has been poor this season. From Lukaku to
Has been what?
to
Sorry, I didn't get that.
Harvard
Has been what?
has been poor, poor, poor,
Poor. Oh,
P-O-O-R.
poor. Oh, good.
It
Great.
has
I
been
thought you said
very
pure.
poor to me. Okay, no, no, not pure, poor. So from what I expected this season from Lukaku, I have not seen it yet because what I saw at Inter and why I was pushing for the move, I even wanted, even during that Lukaku's interview, I was even saying that if they should switch Lukaku for King, I won't even mind. Like for real, and I'm still heads on that.
exactly that was my mind. Also, that was my idea. Also,
Because
like
I
for
don't
real,
And
that was
every
what
am
Chelsea
I
came
the,
fan
am
came
I
to my
are
mind. Like,
saying,
no, we should make this deal.
am I the only one that sees as if he's getting fatter? Are you guys have you seen Lukaku's physique
Like,
recently?
it's not.
He's getting fatter
I've
yeah.
noticed it now. Even
because
while
his first
the picture I took with
have
Drogba yesterday, I saw it
he's
obviously.
get and another thing about it is because his type of game, he needs to play with another striker with him because he's more of a give me, I give you player. His first instinct is pass before shoot. If you notice, if you watch Lukaku regularly, he's more of
Yes,
I don't know whether it's a mentality thing, but he doesn't want to. I feel if you're a striker, attempt to shoot first. Don't be a first pass. Give the keeper something to work with first before you can now say, oh, you can now start passing. But he has the physiques to be one of the top strikers in the Premier League. But I don't know whether it's lacking confidence, but I haven't just seen it. As for Bernard's zone, I just slipped him aside because I didn't even expect much from him, basically. Because I've never expected much from him. I'm down to let's sell him. That left to me. Because I don't feel this partnership with Werner is not going to work. Havertz, I feel it will work, but I don't feel it to work under Tuchel's system. That's my own for Havertz.
Why do you say so? Why do you
Okay,
say
the
so?
type
Well,
like
he
if you
has.
see Havertz,
Okay.
if you see Havertz, if you see Havertz in under Bayer Leverkusen, or if you watch Havertz in the German Bundesliga, if you see the way he plays, although Premier League, we all know Premier League is very physical, but Havertz is a kind of player where he doesn't have a central position, or he doesn't play. He's more like a Dele Alli type of player, like a Radamauta, where they just find all these pockets of space. They find all these pockets of space to exploit. He doesn't have a certain position. You can play Havertz as a 8. You can play Havertz as a striker. You can play Havertz down the right. You can play Havertz down the left. So I feel in a system where he just has to, he doesn't have much. He doesn't have to be that pressing. He doesn't have to have much defensive duties per se. But on that Tuchel system, we all know everybody is meant to press.
Yeah.
So I feel Havertz in a system where he's just like a number 10, where he just gets to free roam around, picking all those pockets of space, appearing down the box. We all know Havertz is good with his head. That's where he will excel more. Although, let's see, maybe under Tuchel, he will get to exploit him in different areas. But personally, from my own perspective, I don't feel it will work well under Tuchel's system.
Exactly.
Well,
That's why I just feel.
I would want to actually pick on what you said regarding Kai Havertz. I'm not trying to side him, but I feel Kai Havertz has an advantage. It's an advantage to have players who can play multiple roles. Or
I
multiple
really feel
positions.
Havertz also should be
It's an
playing a
advantage
free
to
role
be doing
position
so.
for reals.
Exactly. Now, if now there in the Premier League is quite we all know that the Premier League is quite different from the German Bundesliga, and we are also aware that we have more of the physicality in the Premier League as it stands. Now, Kai Havertz is only building his bodily strength to contain the physical pressure of the Premier League as it stands. But he is very, very influential when he plays in the final three of the attack. We all know that. We know he's not an outright striker. We know he's not an outright striker. We know he has these slicky moves. He can be very dangerous actually. His height is an advantage. We all know that. But if you're going to include Kai Havertz in the frame of Lukaku, who we know he has both the upper body, he has the lower body, he has the physical strength, he has the EPL experience, and he's an outright striker. I wouldn't like us to put both of them on par. Why? Because of all these things I've listed. But if you look at Chelsea frame of strikers in general, in my opinion, I believe they'd be very bad, even if you are going to include Kai Havertz in it. We spent nearly 100 million on bringing in Lukaku. We know Timo Werner was firing on all cylinders before we signed him from RB Leipzig. And, well, those are our outright strikers, in quotes. But all through this season, we have had Christian Pulisic as a false nine. We've had
That thing, I
Kai
didn't
Havertz
understand it.
as a false nine. But saying all these things, either as a false nine or not as a false nine, how have they fared? Generally, how have they fared? We have played in the EPL, we've played 23, 24 matches already, and we are going to 38. That is more than half of EPL matches. How have they fared generally? Looking at the goals they've scored, just in the EPL, actually. Just in the how many goals have they scored? Our highest goal scorer is who?
Yeah, it's been poor.
It's been so poor, in my opinion.
Highest goal scorer is James.
It's actually so poor for all our strikers. Well, like I was telling TJ earlier, it might have been the excuse would have been the fact that they contracted COVID at some point, and we knew that at some point they also had these injuries along the line that cost so many things. But I feel they would have done better. At the beginning of the season on FootyWit podcast, I predicted that Lukaku, with the kind of goals he banged in Serie A last season, he was going to comfortably do 20 goals this season. But he has not even done.
And you know the
Yes,
funny thing, I have a stat. Do you know Lukaku has only scored above 20 goals once in the Premier League?
Yes, I know that.
That season he won highest goal scorer in Everton. That is
Everton,
the only time Lukaku has hit 20 goals plus. Never again has he done that.
That's poor.
So I don't even understand
Lukaku,
whether Lukaku's own. I don't understand whether it's just the Premier. You know, in Serie A, if you go back to that season that they won this last season, you see most of the goals he was scoring, they had a lot of space. There was a lot of space for him to run into, a lot of space for him to exploit down the counter. Yes, there was a lot of space.
Yes.
But in Premier League, you are not going to see that space. Half of the teams are going to play you a low block system. Half of the teams are ready to sit down behind the ball from 70 to 90 minutes.
But then, do you believe that if he goes to Tottenham, is going to fire down. If I'm being honest,
He may
if he
not. He
goes
may
to
not.
Tottenham, he's going
He
to fire
may.
down.
That goes in two ways because I don't know if Tottenham have the full, if they have the personnel for, if they have the full personnel for Conte to really play his system, because they still need to like fix some
Just one or two
spaces.
signings, just one or two signings in that Tottenham team with Lukaku. And honestly speaking, Conte is going to play his system. He's going to dominate for real. Just one or two
Well,
signings.
so are we saying in essence that Thomas Tuchel is not getting it right with having Lukaku on the pitch? Is that what we
I
are
feel
saying?
Lukaku is not. Lukaku is
In
not.
my own opinion, they are not in sync.
They are not in
They are not
sync.
in sync.
That's just my.
Well, I also feel after the interview that was released, it also affected his own his how would I put it? It affected his bodily chemistry. It is also giving Chelsea fans some time to actually adapt or to accept the apology. It's quite difficult. I don't know if you get that. If you come into a
It
club and
is
in less than 6 months you're ready
already
to
saying you want to leave.
badmouth and say you want to leave without even putting in the
He,
effort.
he
I
posted
feel
something on his public snap some days ago saying if you have to force it, something like if you have to force it, it doesn't seem right or something. And I'm like, yeah, we can't. He might just be talking in parables, but we all know that this guy at the media, he might be saying that if he's forcing it in Chelsea, then it's not meant to be.
then he
Because
should
that's why
definitely
he
be.
said if you have to force it, that means it's not meant to be or something like that. And I was like, nah,
So
man, it might mean something else, but we all know you. You fucked up one,
well,
so this might be another fuck up, but you trying to shade it.
let's just agree it's a parable. Let's just agree it's a parable. Let's not take meaning to that, because if we decide to, if we all know how the British media is. If they take a meaning to that post, it's going to tarnish his career in Chelsea. He would eventually have to leave, because I'm already seeing meanings to what that actually means. I'm bringing out my own meanings from that. If
That's
I'm going to
it.
say it, I will tell you, why are you forcing yourself in Chelsea when actually your body, soul, and spirit is not there. That's what the post means. I don't know if you get it. So
Exactly.
there are so many meanings that one can derive from that. Well, we've talked about our strikers. We've been I would say we've been actually unlucky this season with our striking position. But that takes us to our third point for the day. And the third point is as simple as, where are we going to be at the end of the season?
Hmm.
That question seems very, very easy to answer, but it's the most complicated question I've asked myself, and I've not gotten an answer. Knowing we have already played 24 games, and we have teams that have played, they are yet to play up to 24, and they are tabling
Yes,
us 7 points, 6 points, 8 points, and the likes. So, what say you guys? Amaju, what do
that's
you
why
have
I'm
to
just
say?
happy. That's why I'm just happy we didn't play this week. So at least we have that game in hand. Because if we had played game this week, we'll be nearly 4 games or 3 games ahead of the rest.
True.
Regarding that, because I know all this game in hand is just a probability that, oh, we might win, we might not win. So I don't really look at game in hand as a problem. But I'm just looking at the people above us. In my own sense, I feel us, if Liverpool, we are finishing third this season. That's what I feel.
Oh,
Third,
third. So you are good
third
with
at
third.
most.
You
I'm
can't
not good
do
at it,
second.
but at this rate that they are going, except
Mm-hmm.
when they come back from this, when they come back to this from this world and this championship, this little bit they took, and I see improvements, and Liverpool drop points. It's possible we can finish second, very possible, but they have to show me more. From what I've seen,
Why
I've just
why
seen a
all of
best.
you having the impression that City is going to leave this trophy? I don't want people having this impression. You guys should
How
remove this from
wait?
your mind.
But
How
it's
do you want?
glaring.
How I, it's not. See, they've won. How do they want to drop how many points
I
in
don't
how many
know, but
games?
I just keep on hoping and believing that they are going to drop this
Is
point
the
because I
My
don't want
brother?
them
Let me
to
tell
win.
you,
I
is
don't
the
want
hope.
Pep to
Is
dominate.
the hope that kills. Let me just tell you, hope kills. I was hoping to. If we had beat City when we played them, I would have had hope, but we didn't beat them. And if we didn't beat them, and Liverpool can't beat them, so where are the points going to drop from?
Yeah, they dropped points against, was it not Southampton? I guess
Southampton, that's 1
32.
point. They
So
dropped two
that's the
points in how
thing.
many games?
So
In
that's
how
the
many
thing now.
games?
That's the thing we need to understand. City often at times tends to drop points against these small teams. As a, last season now, West Brom were in relegation and they beat the same City when they were in top form.
Okay,
So
now
that's
I have
something.
something to counter you. As
Awesome.
City are dropping points, you know we are dropping points too. So where are you going to?
That's the
Where who
thing.
is going to pass them? That's the
No, I'm
problem.
not saying
If
I'm not saying that I'm not having hope that we are going to win it. Even I'm still seeing us as third or fourth, but I'm still saying that I don't want City winning this. I'd rather
I
prefer
don't
Liverpool going for it.
I don't want them
Wow,
winning it,
really?
but I
Yeah,
don't want
just for the
Liverpool winning
banter
it
of
either too.
United, I want them to win it, just to keep those Man United fans at bay. That yes, they are not the ones topping with the whole EPL.
Oh
Hmm.
wait, yeah, it's 1920 now.
Yeah, so
If
now
if
if
Liverpool
Liverpool
win it,
should
will be
have it,
2020.
so, and now we know
Oh,
that yes,
okay.
Liverpool is bigger than
We
them.
are we are very happy this is a Chelsea fan corner and it's a Chelsea podcast. We've not included, we've not involved other fans because I can see the banter or the beef coming in from somewhere. Somebody not agreeing with Manchester United dominating and giving Liverpool the chance to go over them and the likes. I know where that is coming from. I can sense it from TJ. TJ, you sounding like you have more of Manchester United
Hate.
faithfuls in quotes, faithfuls or enemies, as the word is, enemies around you. It's like you are surrounded with them and they are giving you a tough
Yeah, a
time.
lot of
Is
them,
that is that
a
is
lot
that
of
what it
them,
has come to be? A lot of them. Oh, now I
a lot of
I
them.
I see where your bitterness is coming from. I see where your bitterness is coming from. I really understand that. Well, in my opinion, for the end of the season, what do I say Chelsea will end up with? I'm sticking with third. Now, the sticking with third only depends on teams that are behind us. If they take their like Spurs had, they had played after Chelsea had played 24 games. They had played just 20, so they have to play three more games to be able to meet Chelsea with a point below us. But they've lost two on the bounce, which is also good
Yeah,
to know. As a Chelsea fan, I don't see any Chelsea fan who will be a supporter of Spurs. No,
Ha!
irrespective of
How?
Antonio Conte, irrespective of Antonio Conte, who every Chelsea fan love, is their coach or is their manager. But still, yet Spurs is Spurs. It doesn't change that. Spurs is Spurs. So as it stands, we are looking at we have Arsenal that was postponed due to our Club World Cup, and we have our next match is going to be against Crystal Palace.
Huh.
It's a derby.
At
What say
least
you
at
guys?
least our boy won't play. Conor Gallagher won't play, so
yeah.
that's a plus. That's a
So
plus for us.
do you think the likes of
Are we at home for that
Edward
match?
wouldn't cross? Yeah, no. We are playing away, but it's a derby, so it's more like home.
Yeah, I wanted to say something. I felt they did this guy dirty in Club World Cup. I felt they should have allowed Kepa keep for the final.
Now, if I,
Yeah,
I
I
went,
felt same.
They should have
we are
allowed Kepa
going,
keep.
No,
we are going
he's
into
proved
that.
himself.
No, no, no. Seriously, it just feels like because you're giving him the mentality that regardless of how much he
Mendy's,
tries or how much he
yeah.
does his best,
The,
Mendy is before him, and that's not
Well,
right.
that's what
I'll,
that's what
I'll,
Czech actually released a press, like he spoke to the press and he was like, Mendy is our number one and our number one is available, so he has to keep. And I'm like, no, come off it. That's not nice.
That's not nice. You should give him a chance to
well,
still get a run at the team. I just feel so
well,
sure. I just
I'll,
wanted to say that.
it's your
No,
point has
seriously.
been noted. And first, I would like to say congratulations to we Chelsea fans and Chelsea Football Club for actually hitting or winning the FIFA Club World Cup, the only piece that has been
That we have
missing
no one.
in our cabinet. So congratulations to every one of us and every Chelsea fan all over the
And
world.
congratulations
We
to
are
Aspilicueta, the first Chelsea player to win it all.
to win all
Yeah, the
exactly.
clean
So
sweep. The clean
it's it's
sweep.
it's been amazing. But going back to what you said about Kepa, well, let's not lie to ourselves and let's be frank with each other. We have a number one starter, either you like it or not. Now,
Yes, but
if we are going to play, I'm going to agree with Peter Cech because I read all his interview and the questions asked, and I would totally agree with him. If we are looking to win this competition, you are going to field in your best players. Either we like it or not, if you are going to use sentiments to leave Kepa in goal, it might eventually haunt us. Knowing fully well we have an informed Mendy.
Okay, I have a
Kepa,
question. Entering,
yeah.
if I want to have a question, entering into the penalties, Mendy and Kepa, who are you more confident with? If that match was
Why
to enter penalties, who are you more
now?
confident with?
It's your question is going to be a very conditional question, and I'll give you conditional answer. The condition
Okay.
now is if we entered into Club World Cup finals.
That match was, tell me, 5 minutes before that match, didn't you think we were entering penalties? And wait,
I
and
know.
before that
I
match,
felt
didn't you feel he should have brought in Kepa as his sub?
Yeah, but
we
you
as
see,
Chelsea
there's a
fans.
law
I'll
there. That
answer
was
this
why there
question.
was a law for a sixth sub
Yeah,
when the match goes to
Mm-hmm.
extra time. So I believe
extra
that
time.
was why he had the mindset I was going to use that sixth sub to bring in
So
Kepa.
to bring in Kepa. But notwithstanding, we have been so, how do I put it? We as Chelsea fans have been so pampered with the likes of Kepa being there, knowing that okay, we have somebody who we can fall on when it comes to penalty shootouts. What if there was no Kepa? Are we still going to run away from Mendy? No, we won't do that.
But
But as it
every
stands,
club, that's the thing. Every club, every country that it does. That's just how it is. There are some countries, there are some clubs. They have two goalkeepers, and they have the person that is very, very good with penalties. And anytime they go into a penalty shootout, they bring in
they
that
let it.
keeper. Like it's
But
just normal.
it's just normal. Did we go into a penalty shootout? No, we didn't go into a penalty shootout. And we are very happy about that. We didn't go into a penalty shootout. Because
I feel, if I'm being honest, I feel if Kepa was the one in that match and Palmeiras got that penalty, honestly speaking, he would have saved it.
well, you are not wrong. Neither are you right, because we wouldn't have known the outcome actually. Exactly, wouldn't have known the outcome. But
Yeah, yeah.
notwithstanding, it's a good thing to also say we are Club World Cup champions, and we are also Chelsea fans who have been happy for the last 8 9 months, irrespective of
I
our
will still
position
be
on the
happy.
on the
Oh. We
table.
are
And
waiting for 27th.
yeah, we'll still be happy. We have upcoming finals ahead of us. Well,
Yeah.
it's been awesome. It's been amazing doing this with every one of us. Our first episode of the Chelsea Fan Corner on FootyWit podcast. Thank you so much for coming around, CJ. Thank you to Amajo, who has also left. We also thank Rashid for tuning in, but we also had problems with his audio. But I know next time we're going to have him around, and he has so much to talk about, and we have the floor to actually air his view on Chelsea Football Club. It's good to do this again, and we'll be doing it again next week. Let's not forget to follow FootyWits on every social media platform, on Google Podcast, on every audio platform, every video platform. We are going to be back here again next week. It's been amazing doing this. Amajo is back. It's been amazing doing this with you. It's been amazing doing this with CJ. And I hope we'll continue to have these faces again. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you very much for coming on the show tonight. We would love we would love to have you guys again next week. So up Blues! I
For
sign
life.
out.
Please. Peace.